Hello. You may have recently seen the horrendous videos of people dressed in white coveralls breaking into ordinary folks' homes and committing unspeakable violence against them, all under the disguise of zero COVID policy in communist China, as you can see on the screen right now. If these clips look familiar to you, chances are you may also have heard people saying that not only these brutal crimes, but also other communist China's dystopian features like CBDC and a social credit score can come to you. To which you may react with disbelief and confusion. Well, those voices are not just fear-mongering. On the contrary, some of them are made by logical and cautiously informed minds. But still, the majority of such claims are often too abrupt and skip relevant historical context backing them, which might primarily drive people away.
AIDS was good. Cancer's not real.
So I decided to make videos to fill this void of relevant history behind such claims and further illustrate why such claims are not only logical, but also worthy of your attention. For the record, I was born in Communist China and had been indoctrinated by the Chinese Communist Party for 17 years straight. Nobody in my life had ever mentioned the concept of freedom to me, and somehow everyone was all just following the rules, all the time, to the point even I would feel bizarre for everyone, including me, that we just repeat the same despairing doublespeak rules. It was and has always been the most catastrophic nightmare of mine. Nonetheless, I've also captured some similarities between my current environment and my nightmare as I am recording this video outside of Communist China on another continent. Now, let's begin the video by first unveiling the secret history between Yale and the founder of the People's Republic of China, Mao Zedong. Alexandra Penzov was the first person to access files regarding the Chinese Communist Party, along with personal documents on Mao Zedong that are only available in Russian State Archive of Social and Political History, which was formerly known as Communist Information Bureau, amongst all authors who have written books on Mao Zedong's personal history so far. As I was reading it, I noticed a vague detail regarding Mao's education history. The book omits the name of a school Mao went to in 1911 for only half a year at the capital city of Hunan province, Changsha, before he enrolled in army that rebelled against the emperor of Qing dynasty in China due to the Xinhai Revolution in the same year's October. Yet, the rest of his education history remains strikingly consistent and identified. This personally intrigues me, so I started looking for the name of the school in Changsha. But the only clue I had was the school's location, which didn't lead me anywhere concrete on the internet. As I was trying to gather more clues from the book, I stumbled upon a reference to Yale School and looked it up out of curiosity. And then, well, let's just say fate was calling. The answer I had been looking for was in that reference for this whole time. It turns out in 1901, Yale in China, or originally known as the Yale Mission, was founded by Brownell Gage, Warren Seabury, Lawrence Thurston, Arthur Williams, and other Yale graduates from the class of 1898 at Yale University. They contended that Yale's long history of cultural interaction and China's unique environment impelled them to bring this Yale mission to China. Bringing modern education and medicine to China were among the early goals of Yale in China. Its members arrived in Beijing in 1902 and eventually chose Hunan province to be their Yale mission base. In 1906, they opened a medicine clinic which was preliminary to Xiangya Hospital, with the help of Edward Hume, another Yale class of year 1897. and Yale Union Middle School in Changsha. But how do I know this is the school Mao went to? The sources I found online either only mention a school in Changsha or simply omit this piece of history. The book also indicates that this school was famous and was located in the city center of Changsha. Mao was actually worried that he might not be able to get into this school, but the admission went surprisingly well. For the sake of accuracy, I began looking for Yale Union Middle School's precise location, which I eventually found from their own chronicle. Both the middle school and the medicine clinic were indeed located in the heart of the city of Changsha. The middle school closed due to the environment after the Xinhai Revolution in 1911. And despite all their small incipient impediments, according to one of its founders, Brownell Gage, the school's reputation in 1909 went from highway to the danger zone, province-wide, which corroborates to Penzov's book. At this point, Yale Union Middle School scores the highest possibility of being that anonymous school Mao went to, after I cross-referenced all the known clues. It was located in the center of Changsha and had been in operation since 1906. It already had a sterling reputation throughout the entire province since 1909, before Mao went to Dongshan Higher Primary School. The school was closed due to the Xinhai Revolution, after which Mao formally enlisted in the army. Plus, the same diary quote from Edward Hume in both Penzov's book and Yale's own chronicle. I was personally satisfied with my endeavors, thinking Mao's attendance at Yale Union Middle School must be purposefully hidden by Yale to attract more students. However, this anonymous experience with Yale Union Middle School wasn't Mao's only association with Yale in China. In fact, Mao was both the editor-in-chief for New Hunan magazine and owner of culture bookstore at Xiangya Hospital during different stages in his life, which is surprisingly identified in both Penzov's book and Yale in China's official websites. Now, as we mentioned previously, Xiangya Hospital was the intended version of Edward Hume's medicine clinic in 1906. When the signing of the Treaty of Versailles that ruled German-occupied Chinese territory to Japan provoked a nationwide public outcry in 1919, Mao seized this chance to create his own political magazine, Xiangjiang Commentary, in July of the same year, where he first appealed to the public to pay attention to an extreme Russian party, Bolsheviks, that stormed entire Russia. Xiangjiang Commentary's Volume 5 was eventually fortified by then Hunan Governor Zhang Jingyao. In the ensuing September, Xiangya Hospital invited Mao to be the editor-in-chief for their own weekly magazine, New Hunan, which Mao agreed to as long as he had a say in its content. This magazine was said to be eventually banned by the same Hunan governor again. In September 1920, Mao was imbued with a variety of ideologies, mostly anarchism and liberalism, but he was also captured by the exotic communism thanks to his idols Chen Duxiu and Li Dazhao. He rented the space from Xiangya Hospital for his culture bookstore that intended to expose Hunan people to new progressive ideologies to eventually form an independent Hunan state apart from the Republic of China. Mao's plan didn't work eventually, and this major failure irreversibly converted him to Bolsheviks' unalloyed communism that commands absolute power, which he had long been exposed to. Yet Mao had developed his devout sadism that slaughtered countless lives a long time ago. He read Friedrich Paulsen's A System of Ethics under the influence of the most important teacher to Mao at first normal school, Yang Changji. After reading it, Mao immediately formed his own sadistic philosophical idealism principle that dictates a great man's unshakable will to achieve his aspirations is the ultimate principle that surpasses everything, and he is exactly that kind of great man. Mao was inspired by Paulson to believe that ethics are subjective and dynamic, therefore he doesn't have to obey any ethic, because they would fade away eventually. He only follows his own feelings and wills. He firmly believed that obeying anything or anyone other than himself is wrong. He only acts according to his own will. A great man is not bounded by any rule. His worship of himself started, since then, the fundamental root that unequivocally brought one bloodshed after another to this unfortunate land. Did you know Mao Zedong's hidden connection with Yale before you watched this video? If you did, hats off to you. If not, well, now you do. If you find this video informative, like, comment, and subscribe. Share this piece of secret history with your friends, as I will be illustrating the connections between the CCP and its international pals further in my upcoming videos.